wants to go. It's
Well,
too.
Your question first. You give us a cap, so you said $100,000. So
It's
we're trying to see how we can manage that $100,000 before it finishes.
Oh, you want to have change inside?
If not,
Okay, so how many of us here have like an idea that we most likely want to fund with that money? Idea. Let's assume you don't want to invest in an industry. You have an idea. Yes, this is, you don't know, your investor could be, Mr. Kings could be your investor. This is speech o'clock. You have one good idea that you feel like this should come around. This is something that people should buy into. You can share with us. I mean, you don't have to be too elaborate, so someone will not.
no, I'll just share one of it.
Yes.
So I talked about events last time, right?
Yeah.
So I've been thinking for quite a while about like having an event where you have different people across different fields, right? Like a TEDx, but not really a TEDx. TEDx is too serious, right? So something TEDx-ish, but a lot more creative and playful. So where you have like an exhibition, you have music, an opportunity to have like music on stage, and several other creatives, but then you still are able to have meaningful conversations like panel sessions at the same time. So where basically anybody can just come in and you can get ministered to in different ways, whether you're looking at art or you're listening to an orchestra playing, or you're listening to a panel session, or joining a master class. Just basically something that encompasses all of those things put together. So like tiny little boxes of different things in the same room, while still making sure that the energy is not too serious and people are not too uptight. So
Oh, sorry.
The ideas are flowing. May the Lord give you the $100,000 to fund it. All right, so I hope we've been able to have a little bit of fun. I'm sure along today's conversation we're going to have more icebreakers like this to open up and shake up. But before we go into the panel session, which is the next thing right now. So before we go, please let me just recognize one of our speakers that just walked in, and we know how we do it. Let us put a round of applause for Miss Abiye. She looks amazing. Thank you. Welcome, and thank you very much for being with us. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce the moderator who is going to take over and handle the panel session. And I hope we have our pens, we've got digital or physical pens ready to, dissect and listen to our speakers. If you do have questions, please note down your questions and it will be addressed when you join this session. Ladies and gentlemen, please let us welcome this tech entrepreneur and notary public, Chikasi Benjamina Okoko Esquire, as she handles this panel session. Please a round of applause to get here. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Am I loud enough?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, okay. I want to welcome everyone to this crucial panel discussion on understanding your legal rights as a creative. We focus on seizing opportunities in the digital economy. So like she rightly said, my name is Chikasi Benjamina Okoko. I'm a lawyer, mediator, notary public, and a budding tech entrepreneur. When we talk about ideas, I was like, because when you're doing like lots of ideas, just so now if you look around you, I want to make an appeal before I go ahead. Please, let's be as interactive as possible. Okay, the energy of speaking up, let's not be too relaxed so that we would enjoy the entire session, right? So, if you look around you today, you would find filmmakers, musicians, artists, content creators, writers, Now, you all are the engine of the creative economy, and your zeal and passion to share your work with the world has, like never before, gained traction, and it's all thanks to
If we can
the
call Timon to
digital
find out where he
economy.
is.
But between your passion for creation and the promise of monetization, there is this confusing gap filled with, permit me to say, legal jargon. So you always hear copyrights, trademarks, licensing, royalties, and the almighty contract. I mean, whatever it is you're like, oh, here's the contract. Let me see the contract. I have some inhibitions about this contract, and it goes on and on. But this gap is where creatives tend to lose great opportunities and where creatives are taken advantage of. So, ignorance isn't bliss, it's a risk, more so a business risk. So, by the time we're done with this session, we're going to move from being just creators to being informed creatives. So we have an incredible lineup of experts to do justice to the topic, and I think I have to introduce them now. We're waiting for one of our panelists and hope he gets here on time. But please, let's make welcome Esther Ame. So Esther is going to take us on the basics of copyright, trademark, and patent. She's a lawyer, talent manager, and a deal broker for creatives. She has brokered great deals for artists and ensured the protection of your rights. So if you've ever wondered what happens to your songs automatically, if they belong to you and all of that, she's going to give us the fundamentals guiding all of that. So welcome, Esther. Please do give her a round of applause. Yes, please let's keep it loud like this. Thank you. So permit me to also introduce on stage Jennifer Nkem Enanya. Yes, she's going to be taking us on licensing and royalties. So Jennifer, also known as the Unstoppable Jenny, is a media entrepreneur, a screenwriter, filmmaker, lawyer, and mistress of ceremonies. So she's the creative director of Amarathine Media Production Studios and the creator of an animated series called Kilway the Time Bender and Kobe's Kids. She's also the director of The Constipated, which was selected at the Canada International Mobile Film Festival. So, yeah, you have to keep it coming. So she is also a British Council Film Grant winner.
Wow.
Active beneficiary and award-winning author of 4 books, including her latest novel, The Great Mouse Hunt. So she has extensive experience navigating the complex world of royalties, and she will be letting us in on her experiences. Okay, going ahead, we would call off stage Mrs. Abie Leslie Halliday. So, Abie is at the forefront of addressing the legal challenges within the fast-moving influencer economy, and she is the founder of Rivers Bride. So Rivers Bride is a wedding blog that showcases the culture of Rivers State through weddings. She is also a lawyer, called to bar in 2013, and works with the Federal Ministry of Justice in the civil and criminal litigation departments. So, yes, maybe you can want to be a lawyer. So she will tackle the very modern dilemmas of brand deals, contracts, royalties, and digital distribution. So we have one more speaker. I don't know if I should introduce him, and then when he comes, he just joins in. I think I will do that. So our other panelist, Mr. Prof, he's handling the discussion on digital monetization, and he's an expert practitioner in the world of digital content monetization, like on platforms like YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok. He's also a prolific host and entertainment entrepreneur. So he's currently building Mr. Prof Entertainment Hub, a startup that is dedicated to establishing brands, mostly online, and generally driving the culture of creativity. So I think while we're talking about the ideas, if he were here, he would have had probably a lot to say, seeing how he runs or he has a startup. So he literally operates where rubber meets road. So all of the legal concepts that would be discussed today, he would give us the practical view of all of that. And like you rightly know, what every creative wants for is the satisfaction of profit for their work and idea that's being put out there. So he's going to do justice to that aspect of it, and he will give us a wholesome view on what we are discussing today. So more so, after today, value will be added, and the career that you have will be built more sustainably. So with that, we'll have to go ahead. I think I have to sit in. Okay, for me in the middle. So, you guys think I should sit in the middle?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to start with you, Esther. You know, like I rightly said, copyright, trademarks, is the first thing that we have to discuss before we delve into all of this part, because once someone has put out a work, the first thing they think of is, how do I ensure this isn't stolen from me? How do I protect this? So we would like to know, what are the fundamental steps that a creative would take, seeing that they have this work to protect, or they want to put out this work and they want to prevent it from being stolen? So can you just...
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, right? Yes. Good morning, everyone. Well, so when you're creative, first thing I'll tell them is congratulations. Why? Because you've made the first right step. The first thing you should do is contact an IP lawyer, that's an intellectual property lawyer. Why this is very important? Because they will be able to guide you in the right direction. You know what to do, what to do, what not to do. Now, the next thing I'll tell you to do is to document every single thing.
No, get it.
Now, as the content creator, as the creative, we all know that, let me not say no, as a creative, the moment your content, your work comes out, it is automatically protected. However, it is proper that you register this work that you created. It's just like saying, oh, I'm giving birth to a child, but then you have to nurture this child. You have to nurture the child for the child to grow. You have to nurture the child so that the child is protected. So in other words, that's what you do when you register your copyright. That's the first step. Now the next step I would tell the creative is to come up with a contract to protect their rights. Especially when someone makes a content, when someone makes a work, all we are thinking is we're thinking of taking it global. We're thinking of taking it to the next step. And in order to do this, you have to make sure that your rights are protected. So I will definitely let creative know that this is the time where put up a contract, something like what you intend to, with the vision that the creative shares with me, what you intend to do is to be able to protect you that way. Now the next step is to ensure that the work that the creative has brought is free from any infringement. Now, you might be wondering and thinking, oh, this is my work. Why should I be bothering about if I'm infringing on someone else's work? But for example, like people in the music industry, let me say music industry because I've dealt with a lot of them. There are places where a producer has produced a song, and most times, okay, let me tell you something that we do. Most of the sounds that we hear, they are original words. However, most times they are sampled. Even the one that you think is not sampled, they are all sampled. So sometimes the thing is, did they sample this thing from sites that have given them permission to sample it, or did they sample it from someone else's work? So in a situation like that, when a creative approach, whatever it is, you have to make sure that your work is not infringing on any other person. So these are the things you do. Then the next thing that we do is how to protect this creative. When in digital world, not like before where you say, oh, my work is your work can be stolen easily via the digital world. So what do? There's some little measures you can do, which is like watermarking your work, using metadata and stuff like that. That will protect your work. So whenever the first step, remember, meet an IT lawyer, and then you should use other processes. But these are the basics that the creative should know once their work is about to go.
Yes, sir. So now I get the point about that aspect neglected by fighting.
If you're
We
still
know
here, you
what we
cannot
can protect to reach.
If you're
We
still
know
here, you
what we
cannot
can protect to reach. So if I have a song, am I protecting the copyright? What am I going to protect with trademark? What am I going to protect with patent?
All right. So if you have a song, like she
My
has
phone
said,
they hold.
protect it.
Put your hand
Now,
on
for copyright, what you should think, let me, an easy thing that you should remember, when you think copyright, think of my work. When you think trademark, think of my brand. What's your brand? Your logo. What's your, okay, so let's use the example of Mr. Funny or Gas. He was very popular.